we are on the line with David Cooey, who is an enrolled agent and the CEO of Coastal Financial Group and Island Tax Services. Now, David, when we were talking, during the commercial break, you had mentioned you wanted to talk about getting divorced and should you file with or without your ex?
That's correct. Some of the big questions a lot of people come in and ask me or talk to me about, whether it be jointly or sometimes individual. Dave, we're getting divorced. We don't know quite how to handle our taxes. Should we do it married filing jointly? Should we do married filing separate? Or should I just file head of household? How should I file, Dave?
That's a good
question.
question.
And usually one of the best things that I can recommend for a lot of people out there, unfortunately divorce is not always an easy topic to talk about, but if you're going to go ahead and get divorced and you know that the relationship's over, you definitely would then want to sit down not only with your financial planner, but also with your tax person.
Mm-hmm.
He or she could actually then sit down with you, talk to you, and explain the differences, and you might maybe consequences or non-consequences as far as doing married filing joint. You might end up with a bigger return by married filing joint. You might make out better just doing, married filing separate. Usually, though, married filing separate, you take a lot more hits in the tax area.
Okay.
So for a lot of my clients, I do recommend, if it is amicable or if it's somewhat you guys can work things out between the two of you, I do recommend married filing joint for that last year.
Okay.
Again, in most cases, you actually end up making out better than married filing separate.
Okay.
Especially if there's children involved. And usually after relationships have gone, 5, 6, 10 years, there are children involved, and you can actually then sit down and figure out, which is a great, a good way to go.
Yep.
As far as, should I do this? Shouldn't I do this? Etc. In some cases, people say, I'm just going to file, without my spouse. Well, you actually cost yourself anywhere between $5,000 to $8,000 in tax liabilities.
Wow.
By not working things out. And again, you might, she was brutal to me, or this was bad, or, I don't want to deal with him. Unfortunately, when it comes down to money, at times you just might want to suck it up for those last couple months or whatever it would take and just work things out better for the two of you for financial reasons.
Sure, definitely. So, all right, so basically if you're married, filing separately, one of the spouses is going to go ahead and claim the children if you have children, and then the other one can't? Is that how it works?
Actually, not really true. In some cases, and again, in some cases, the IRS allows, again, if there's multiple children, and I do mean multiple, one of the spouses, one of the parents can claim one, the other one can claim the other.
Okay.
If there's only one child and depends upon income, one child could claim one parent could claim the child for earned income credit, and the other one could claim the child as a dependent. So you both get to claim the child, if there's only one, the child for that tax purpose. That was a tax law the IRS changed a few years ago.
Okay.
And a lot of people were unaware of it, and has actually helped out a lot of families in a lot of situations, especially when there's either child support or something like that involved. This way, at least, let's say, and again, I'm going to use the male as an example. He says makes $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year, and he can claim the child as a dependent, whereas the mom then could claim the child as EIC purposes. And that is allowed. So you actually can share, if there's only one child out there, you can actually share the child between the two of you and still keep it hopefully somewhat amicable.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, definitely can be some tough times, and having the right advice and somebody to walk you through that is very important. Oh man, is there any other advice that you can give when it comes to divorce and taxes?
Well, like I said, definitely please sit down with your tax person. Also sit down with your financial advisor, because again, there's stocks, bonds, et cetera, like that's out there, mutual funds. But one of the things I usually like to emphasize, if you're going to do married filing separate, and if there's a house involved, please be very, very careful. Make sure you have all your ducks in a row. Again, check with your tax person, check with your financial advisor, because in married filing separate, if one claims the house, the other, married filing separately, also has to claim, and when I say the house, I'm referring to a Schedule A. The other one also is required to file a Schedule A. And if one of them is taking all the deductions on a Schedule A, the other one gets a 0 deduction, which ends up hurting. That's why we usually say married filing separate in most cases is like married filing stupid. Not a smart thing to do.
Okay. Now, David, you told me as well that the IRS is holding on to a substantial amount of money from people that still have yet to file from 2013 and 14. Is that true?
Correct. The number is over $1 billion the IRS is sitting on that people have failed to file tax returns for.
Wow.
And again, some people just stick their head in the sand and say, okay, fine, I'll get to it whenever. Ladies and gentlemen, the 18th of April, this year, the 18th of April, will be the deadline that you can then file for a 2013 tax return. After that date goes by,
Yep.
you're going to lose any refund that you may be eligible for.
Wow.
So again, I usually do recommend to most people, if you've got, say, oh, gee, Dave, I didn't have that much, I only had a couple W-2s, it's not really a big deal. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your money out there that the IRS is holding on to. Actually, I don't want to say the IRS. The U.S. government is holding on to your money, your well-deserved, hard-earned money. And what we do here is we help you keep the money that you earn.
Yeah.
That is my motto. We help you keep the money you earn. So please, get out there, file your taxes, get them done. We can do them here. We're working late at nights. We're working on weekends.
Oh, yeah.
Over $1 billion the U.S. government is holding on to. That's your money from 13 and 14. I'm not even including 15 yet. And people are like, gee, Dave, what are people nuts? Believe it or not, $1 billion is sitting out there waiting for someone to grab.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. If you haven't claimed that money yet, and if you're like, oh my God, like I completely forgot that, or if you know somebody that has, what do you have to lose? You know, even after paying the fee to get it done, you know, if you can get a couple $100, $500, few $1,000s, I mean, why not?
Well, here's the point, Emilio. In the state of Rhode Island, the average state return
Yep.
is $2,700.
Wow.
Average state return. The average return nationwide for a federal filed return is close to $4,000 per family.
Wow.
Or per person.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the money's sitting out there. And like I said, for most people, it's like, okay, gee, I need to get this done. And unfortunately, I do have fishermen, farmers, I have self-employed people, yes, real estate agents even for that matter, painters, carpenters, and everything else that just don't get around to filing their return, or they're too busy, or, gee, I forgot about this, or, gee, I might owe. Well, you don't know unless you get a chance to file it and get it done. And ladies and gentlemen, understand one thing. When you file your income tax return, you're not filing for the government, you're filing for yourself. Because
Yeah.
a lot of it goes into your Social Security that hopefully down the road it's going to be there for you to rely on and need when you turn, 60, 65, 67 years old. So it's there for you to take.
Not only that, but you really don't want to be dodging the IRS, because what if you do owe a little bit, or what if, I don't know. I mean, what are the implications if somebody doesn't file over and over and over and over?
Well, here's the problem with that. The penalties and interest will add up very quickly.
Yeah.
First off, the IRS owes you money. You lose the chance of getting the money that is deserved back to you, that you worked for, the money that you have. You lose that opportunity to get that money back. Number two, if you do owe, unfortunately, and I have seen this even this year, where somebody owed as little, Emilio, as $1,100,
Yep.
because they've waited so long and did not file, between the penalties and interest, they now owe close to $8,000 with
Wow.
penalties and interest for not filing on time and for not paying the IRS.
That's not, and they will get it one way or another. They will garnish
'cause,
your
yes,
wages.
Ladies and gentlemen, they will attach your savings. They will attach your checking. They'll put a lien on your license so you cannot drive. And if you need a license for your profession, they'll put a lien on that so you can't even go out and earn a living to pay for the things that you do need to get done. So, yes, it is important that you do get this done.
Yeah, I would agree.